We need to talk about the many changes to student loans of late between the big beautiful bill and the recent Supreme Court decision. This is going to take a minute to get through, so bear with me, but if you're a student loan borrower or a future borrower, you're going to need to know this. So let's talk about the bill and how it just guts these programs. Income-driven programs like SAVE, PAY, ICR, and IBR are all gone, starting in July of 2026. At that time, if you're on one of those plans, you're going to need to choose between two plans. The first is a standard fixed rate 10 to 25 year payoff plan. And then there's the new repayment assistance plan, or RAP. This can be anywhere between 1 and 10% of your income. You pay it for 30 years and then it's forgiven. For many of these other plans, though, forgiveness started at 20 years. Not anymore. You've got yourself a mortgage. The bill also gets rid of Grad Plus loans. You can only now do direct unsubsidized loans up to $20,500 a year or $100,000 in a lifetime. Professional degrees are capped at $50,000 a year and $200,000 for a lifetime. And the Parent Plus loans are now capped at $20,000 a year and $65,000 total per student. This next part is nothing short of cruel. They eliminated deferments and forbearances for economic hardship or unemployment leave. Thankfully, this doesn't start until July of 2027. Next, they put a lifetime cap on borrowing. This would have made it so I couldn't have gone to law school. That cap is $257,500. I know, weird number. This will make it so a lot of underserved communities will no longer be able to go to top schools. There are some Pell and 529 plan tweaks. Before, if you got a full scholarship, you could still stack on Pell Grants to help you with things like housing. That's no longer allowed. The 529 plan actually doubled withdrawals from $10,000 to $20,000 a year. Another tidbit of good news, you can now rehab your defaulted loan twice, whereas you could only do it once before. But with the rest of this, that's hardly any reason to celebrate. Now for public service loan forgiveness, the changes here for future borrowers. In order to qualify for public service loan forgiveness, you have to use the new RAP plan. The very last day you can switch plans is July 1st of 2028. Now on to the Supreme Court. They recently overturned a court injunction and is going to allow the Department of Education to lay off the 1,400 employees that it wanted to. So the biggest problems here are going to be in servicing quality and protecting civil rights in schools. And making all these changes is no easy task. They're going to need the employees to do it. But like everything else with this administration, I'm sure this will be a complete mess. So here's what you should be doing right now. Prepare for this change and choose between the standard plan and RAP right now. If you have ambitions to go to law school, medical school, or some other expensive grad school, be prepared for your parents not to be able to help you as much and to not be able to take as much out. That means getting going on these scholarship applications. You need to start really working on a safety net just in case, so you don't have to worry about deferment or forbearance. Obviously, easier said than done. And finally, watch for these disruptions because of the layoffs and get on things early. It shouldn't be this way, but it is, and the only thing we can do is try and protect ourselves.